Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, when all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
Welcome, everybody, to Wager Talk Today. Week 2 of the NFL in the books. College football. That was fun. Baseball. Oh, my God, Teddy. There's so much to talk about. Oh, my God. Great show we've got lined up today, my brother. We got Marco D'Angelo right off the bat. He's going to talk Tennessee and Buffalo. 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. He's also going to look at next week's Cincinnati Bengals New York Jets game. Bryan Leonard coming on. He's going to take a gander at the Minnesota-Philadelphia game and the Cubs and the Marlins. And Teddy, we got Meghan Payton ending the show with us today. Sean Payton's daughter. I'm sure she hates that moniker. And she's got some 3 NFL prop bets for us. Dude, so much to talk about. Before we get into the bad beats, how are you? How was your weekend?
We had a winning weekend. There's always complaints on a Monday morning, but it was a good weekend. No complaints when it comes to coming away with a profit on Saturday, coming away with a profit on Sunday. So won the 5% big ticket, came up 2-1 yesterday in the NFL. The only loser on the Raiders. That was fun. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But it was a good weekend, Prez. Not a spectacular weekend, but a good weekend. We'll take it.
Nice, dude. I had we spoke last Monday, Teddy, how we had the Odd Couple promo going. We had an insane number of, let me put it to you this way. I had 20 times the people playing my card last weekend than I did this weekend. 20 times. And I told you Murphy's Law will take over and I'll have a big weekend, and I did. 4-1 Friday. I had a winning day on Saturday, and NFL yesterday was great. 4-2 yesterday. I did win my 5%. Guys, it's $9 Mondays. Just to let everybody know, I've got a 5% play up today in NFL. It goes tonight. It's a 5% play. We're coming off of a big weekend, and it is only $9. Teddy, what do you got going for the clients?
We're in action on Monday Night Football. We're in action in MLB for this evening. Again, just $9 on $9 Monday.
Okay, brother, get your chops ready. It's time. Let's go. Teddy's Bad Beat segment.
Sure, let's get into it. A little bad beats, bad bets, and bad for the book. A recap of what happened this past weekend in betting action. And look, on Saturday night, I was taking my notes about what happened. I'm like, we really haven't had that many bad beats in football season this year. I'm like, I'm scrambling for stuff. And then yesterday happened where there were 4 of the most brutal beats you'll see in the NFL, all coming bang, 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 bang. Let's start in college on Saturday. Look, the Purdue-Syracuse total was 60, all right? It was 9-3 with under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. It was 15-10. with under 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The total is 60, and you're at 25 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That can't possibly go over the total. Except for that, you have a big play pass touchdown, an interception return touchdown, a drive for a touchdown. Then both teams scored go-ahead touchdowns in the final minute. 32-29 final. It lands 61 if you were the under in Purdue-Syracuse. That was agonizing. And of course, if you had the money line on Troy against App State, that wasn't a whole lot of fun too. But they were a plus 425 dog in that ballgame to lose on a Hail Mary from too far away from the quarterback to actually reach the end zone. Tough for Troy money line bettors. But then came the NFL on Sunday, and of the 4, the worst of them was the Jets beating the Browns. It's certainly in straight up fashion. All right, the Cleveland scores the clinching touchdown to go up 13 with inside the 2-minute warning. Knicks extra point, no big deal, right? Then you have a busted coverage downfield, a 66-yard touchdown pass. The worst beats always come. The very worst beats come to the recovered onside. And the Jets recovered the onside and punch in the game-winning touchdown. First the back door swings open, then the game swings open. It's worth noting, from week 9 of 2002 until week 1 of the regular season this year, teams had lost 2,229 consecutive games when trailing by at least 13 points in the final 2 minutes. It is worth noting, I remember the game that the last time this
Indianapolis.
happened. That's how long I've been in Vegas. No, it was Cleveland against the Bears in 2002. And the Bears, in back-to-back weeks, they did in Cleveland the one week, they did it in San Francisco the next week, where they rallied back from 2 touchdowns down late. And God help me for remembering that game, but I do. Clearly, I had a bet on it, and I remember it going the wrong way. Let's talk about the Dolphins. They're plus 3.5. They're down 28-7 in Baltimore. All right, Lamar Jackson was brilliant yesterday. Brilliant. Miami's high-flying offense has scored 2 touchdowns in the first 6 quarters of the season. Until the Dolphins came back, the Ravens had been 53-0 when leading by 21 or more over the last 20 years. And of course, Miami came back, forced a field goal, scored the touchdown, ends up winning and covering. Tough beat for Ravens backers. What about Rams backers? The Falcons are plus 10 at LA. They're down 28-3. It's a very familiar score for Falcons fans. It starts with a turnover, then it's 28-10, then a red zone stop, then one good drive, then a block punt touchdown and a 2-point conversion, 31-25, and then Cooper Kupp fumbles it away. The Falcons are actually throwing in the end zone at the end of the game. An intentional safety, 31-27 final if you had the Rams. That was ugly. And this one's one that got me, Prez. The Raiders up 20-0 at halftime. They're up 23-7 in the fourth quarter. 2-pointer, touchdown, 2-pointer. Murray on 4th down with a play that would never end. Murray on the 2-point conversion on the play that would never end. 23-23 goes to overtime. And by the way, the total 51.5. Fumble 6 in OT means cards and over. Dead nuts under, dead nuts Raiders turns into dead nuts Arizona, and a brutal beat for under batters. The Raiders had been 117-0 in regular season in the playoffs when leading by 16 or more points after 3 quarters in franchise history. Not after yesterday. 4 brutal beats in the NFL. Prez, before you even get to bad bets and bad for the books, I wanted to bring you in. Whew, those are ugly, ugly, ugly beats. And sometimes beats like that, if you're on the wrong sides of them, it'll throw you for a loop.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Teddy, look, I'm totally with you. I just want to say, everybody, Teddy and I have a Circa Millions ticket. We entered as it's Westgate.
We don't.
Okay, whatever. We're in a
Westgate Super Contest.
Right. Westgate's, I'm in so much, dude. Give me a break. Teddy and I are in the Westgate Super Contest with a 5-pack every week. We are going into tonight's game 4-0. And one of those games was Miami, Teddy. So, I mean, I was totally in tune with that game. I actually released the under to my clients. That did not go well. I also had the under in the Lamar Jackson receiving in rushing and throwing yards. That didn't go well. So I watched all of this stuff. And, dude, it was a lot of real bad defense. Like, it wasn't like fumbles and well, there was a punt, block punt in one of those. But on a whole, it was just complete defensive meltdowns. The Vegas had a defensive meltdown. Baltimore, it was just pathetic letting Tyreek Hill get those 2 touchdowns at the end there. It was just very gripping day of drama. And Cleveland, when they had the ball with 2 minutes to go before they scored that touchdown, ESPN had them, not that this is accurate, but ESPN had their winning percentage at 99.9. Why they didn't take a knee, we'll never know. But, yeah, I thank God I didn't lose any of those games, Teddy. And luckily for you and I, we did cash that Miami game. But what a crazy, crazy day yesterday.
Yeah, if you want to know why the Ravens defense had so many problems, be sure to watch the opening line report today, right here on this channel on WagerTalk TV at 10 a.m. Pacific, just after the WagerTalk Today. And if you're going to call the Raiders a defensive meltdown, tells me you weren't watching the ball game. Because the Raiders had an offensive meltdown. They couldn't move the football in the second half. The defense played out of their minds the entire game. Kyler Murray was just a step better. Let's do some bad beats and bad for the books. Look, bad bets. Rutgers bet up to 18 at Temple. You can't cover 18 when you don't score 18. Knights were lucky to win against Kurt Warner's son in his starting debut as a quarterback. Of course, Warner's son threw a pick six. That was a big part of the margin of victory. 16-14, Rutgers gets the win. Do not cover minus 18. The wise guys all over Nebraska with a new coach bump. Guess what? Oklahoma said no new coach bump. 49-14 Sooners. The Cornhuskers money all wrong side losers. And somebody was betting Arizona State up to 20.5, 21 against Eastern Michigan. I know Eastern Michigan had a backup quarterback, but the Sun Devils trailed the whole way and then fired their coach after the game. In the NFL, a bad bets. There was a big wise guy move on Washington. Just before kickoff, the Lions closed underdogs for the 25th consecutive game. They led 22-0 at halftime in Cruise versus the Commanders. Big wise guy move on Carolina, too. +2 to -1. They found a way to lose that game. The G-Men didn't win it. That was a bad bet. And they bet Houston-Denver over. Big move, as low as 42 to as high as 46. 16-9 final. A field goal fest. Last but not least, all the Cincinnati money. That was a big winner for the house. Bengals were 2.5 at the open. They were -7, 7.5 at the close. They lost outright at Dallas. When it comes for bad for the books, look, Alabama covered against Louisiana Monroe.
Alabama?
The overcashes. Georgia covers against South Carolina. First half, full game. Ohio State covers against Toledo. First half, they hang a 77 burger. Full game goes over as well. So the three most public teams all win and cover, however you bet them. USC late night, too, with the blowout win over Fresno. That was a big public play. Everyone's fading Colorado. Minnesota covers the 4-touchdown spread by halftime. Everyone's fading Georgia Tech. Ole Miss blows them out. Those are all bad results on Saturday for the books. And, of course, the wise guys are all over the Jags yesterday. That was a bad result for the books that cater to sharp money. The wise guys all over the Pats, but every Joe was on Pittsburgh. That wasn't a disaster for the books. And Sunday night football, not great for the house. The pros and the Joes, both on Green Bay. There's bad beats, bad bets, and bad for the books. I'm out of gas, Prez. Let's bring in Marco.
Marco D'Angelo, nice to have you with us. Listen, Marco, we've set aside 4 minutes for your entire segment. Yeah, that's your hello. Anything to add on what we've discussed so far, my friend?
Just a wacky NFL Sunday, and I was on both sides of some of those miraculous comebacks, so I can't really complain. So let's just get into today's stuff. And it was a break-even weekend for me. I went 10-7, but when it all juiced out, we ended up less than a unit loss for the weekend. So with the way things played, I'll take that.
Marco, dude, you put in me, you, Kelly, Jay Money, and Steve Merrill have a ticket at the Circa. I hope I'm right this time. And you put in Arizona. You put in Arizona as your pick, so congratulations. Easy winner, bro.
Yep.
Never in doubt.
Yeah, never in doubt. Let's get into it. We got 2 Monday Night Football games going. We got Tennessee in Buffalo. It's a 7:15 Eastern time game. -10 for Buffalo. There is a 9.5 out there, but it's really -10, pretty close to across the board. And a 47.5 total. Even money coming in on the total. 61% of the tickets written on Buffalo. How do we bet this one, man?
Well, for me, I like to look at week 2 games, and that's the reason I actually was on Arizona yesterday. And yeah, did we get lucky? Yeah, we did, but we cashed a ticket, so I'll take it. But what I like to look in week 2 is where the overreaction is going to be from week 1. And as Arizona looked pitiful in week 1, Buffalo probably looked the best of any team in week 1 in their dismantling of the Rams last Thursday night. 31-10. And to be honest with you, Buffalo should have had 40 points in that game. They had 4 turnovers. That's the only thing that kept it from being even worse than it was. Now, with that said, we got a Monday night game. We got Tennessee coming off a loss. And I just think this line is too high. Personally, I put the number at 8. Vegas brought it out at 9, and 9 is because if they would have hung an 8 on this game, they would have got slaughtered on teasers. When they brought the 9 out, that's to slow the teasers down, and then the public got involved, and we got this thing to 10. So for me, I'm going to look at Tennessee plus the points here. They've got Derrick Henry. If they stay in this game early, you can ride Derrick Henry. Obviously, Tannehill's got to replace some of his receivers that he lost in the offseason. Second game, I think he'll have a little more rapport with those guys. In Buffalo, they've not fared well at home on Monday Night Football. They've lost 4 straight to the spread. And speaking of Monday Night Football, Tennessee is 8-2 against the spread. Their last 10 appearances on Monday Night Football. Off of the loss to the Giants last week, I look for a big effort from Tennessee. Will they win this game? No, Buffalo will, but I like the 10 points here. I see this as a one-possession game. I'm calling it Buffalo 27-20, but give me those 10 points in the Titans.
So Buffalo is power rated as the best team in the NFL right now. It's really not that close. Kansas City's, it's Buffalo and KC and then everybody else. And certainly we saw in the opener why Buffalo is power rated where they are. We saw it all preseason, why Buffalo was power rated where they are. A team with defensive depth, a team with offensive capability, a team coming off a sloppy 4-turnover showing. They're on Monday Night Football. They're at home. They're against a Titans team that's home underdogs to Vegas next week. That's what the markets are thinking about Tennessee right now. And you have, in my mind, an elite team against, if they're lucky, a mediocre team. Why do you want the mediocre team? You think Buffalo isn't going to be focused?
Oh, they're definitely going to be focused. It's their home opener, and it's Monday Night Football. That's what's going to keep me from not actually having a client play on this game, is the fact that's the only asterisk. If this was week 3 in the same setup, they already had their home opener, I would feel a little bit different. But I'm not going to lay 10 to Tennessee. This is one of those ones where, how you say you're laying or you're not playing? I'm taking or I'm not playing in this one. And this will not be an official play. I do have an official play in the other game for the clients on $9 Monday.
Marco D'Angelo, everyone. Guy, Indy Capper has asked a few times. Koken, Ben Burns. By the way, congratulations to Ben Burns. He won his $2 Tuesday play. Awesome. And we had a ton of people on it. It was easy. Jacksonville. Indy Capper, the answer to your question is Koken. Burns and Koken and Leonard, all the 5% plays. Are any of them up against each other? Burns and Leonard are on the same game. Might not be against each other, but they're on the same game. Koken is not. Marco D, my brother, outstanding little run you got going. 23 wins, 15 losses in your last 10 games. You've got a
10 days.
Last 10 days, yes. You've got a $9 Monday play up. Oh, Teddy, shake your head. I love making mistakes. Go ahead, Marco. You got a $9 play up tonight. Tell us about it.
That's the Vikings-Eagles game. You can check that out. Like I said, we have been on a good run over the last 10 days, and we're up over 4,400 since April 1st for our clients, hitting 60%. So on the recent run, let's keep it going. But we got another game that we got to get to, Prez. So you want to set me up?
Well, it's easy, dude. Cincinnati against the New York Jets. This game is next weekend. It's -4.5 for Cincinnati. Nice comeback yesterday, but it fell short. Nice comeback yesterday by the Jets. Are we getting some value on Cincinnati here?
Well, actually, the Cincinnati team wasn't a nice comeback. It was, they did, but they lost to Dallas. Looking ahead, and that's part of the play here. I think
you
Dallas
guys just get you guys just get so excited correcting me, eh? Like even when there's no correction required.
Cincinnati, I think they went into Dallas this week and felt without Dak and saw how bad they played on Sunday Night Football that they just had to show up and they were going to win. So once again, the old injured player theory came through on the Cowboys yesterday as that line went crazy from 2.5 to 7. But this week, I'm all over the Bengals. And I was all over the Jets yesterday. Was I lucky? Maybe. But we got the money, and I'll take it. Cincinnati lost to the Jets last year. And ironically, I was on the Jets in that game last year because it was a sandwich spot for Cincy, just like it was for Cleveland yesterday. Cincy was coming off playing Baltimore the week before. They trounced the Ravens and then had Cleveland on deck the following week. Baltimore and Cleveland, those were the two teams that were supposed to win the division last year. So that was a big sandwich spot, and they looked past the Jets. They ain't looking past the Jets here. The Jets pulled out the win, but I'm going to tell you something. If they keep having Flacco throw as many passes as he's throwing this season, long season for the Jets, I think Cincinnati goes in there, rolls. This is the best offense that the Jets have seen so far, and Cincinnati will be focused. They lost here last year. 4.5, I think, is a gift on the number. I think this number goes up during the week. Go ahead and grab it now. Take Cincinnati minus the 4.5.
So conceptually, I'm with you. I do think this number is more likely to go up than go down. I do look at Cincinnati as a team that is, is primed for a better game than what we've seen out of them. But you just said that this is the best offense the Jets have seen. And if you watch the Bengals either the first 2 weeks, their offense is completely broken. I mean, completely broken. Offensive line in particular. I think Burrow's been sacked 13 times through 2 games. He's under pressure every time he drops back to pass, and there's no downfield pass game as a result. Meanwhile, Joe Flacco, the much maligned Joe Flacco, who Robert Saleh's been talking up all preseason, 4 touchdowns, no picks against a pretty good Browns defense. Are you sure this Bengals offense is that good?
The Bengals offense has struggled the first 2 weeks. I'll give you that. But they've got the most weapons, complete offense, in my opinion. Yeah. I know the Ravens are playing well, but we know the Ravens are all around the one person, what Lamar Jackson does, both feet-wise and arm-wise. Burrow has not had enough time to throw in these first 2 games. I'll admit that. But if you watch them in the second half against Pittsburgh, they were moving the ball all over the field. And I just think the Dallas game, again, you know how I feel about the injured player theory. I think that's one of the strongest angles in the NFL. That came and reared its ugly head yesterday with Dallas. Yeah. This is going to be a focused team against the Jets. The Jets, I don't think, have faced a team that's been totally taking them seriously. And let's face it, it's 0-2 for the Bengals, Teddy. 0-3, you can almost kiss the season goodbye. We know it's only 11% when you start to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. If you're 0-3, forget about it.
Marco D'Angelo. Awesome stuff, Marco. And I'm with you, except the problem ultimately with Cincinnati is their offensive line. And unless they can get that fixed, this team's going to remain a mess. It's a new unit, so I do expect them to get better and better as the year goes on. But I am with you on that Cincy pick. Guys, Marco's got a $9 play up at WagerTalk.com. It's on the Philadelphia-Minnesota game. It is a different bet to mine, so buy them both. It's $9 Mondays. Buy Teddy's also. Marco, you're done. You've promoted. You did a great job. Now get the hell out of here. Teddy covers. We got our big game breakdown. Bryan Leonard, Meghan Payton. This show has just begun.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, when all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's go right to Thursday night and talk some ESPN college football. You know the drill. West Virginia and Virginia Tech. Right now, I'm seeing West Virginia, a 3-point road favorite. Total sitting, let's call it 53. They're 52 and a halves out there right now. So we have the Mountaineers as road chalk. And this is one line that surprised some people. Didn't surprise me. All right. The Hokies have a legitimate matchup problem offensively against that Mountaineers defense. Virginia Tech offense, very much a work in progress. They were 38-point favorites against Wofford last week, and they scored their season high of 27 points in that ballgame. And when you're talking about an offense that's not working real well, I'm not a Grant Wells fan. All right, the Marshall transfer kid, he's got 4 touchdown passes in 3 games. This is not an elite downfield thrower, and Virginia Tech struggling to get opponents out of the box because they're not chucking the ball downfield. West Virginia has a dominant front 7 on defense. They're putting all kinds of pressure at the line of scrimmage. And I really think there's value on this Mountaineer side. Remember, they lost week 1 on an interception return for a touchdown. They lost week 2 on an interception return for a touchdown. Okay, which you say, all right, well, the quarterback's bad. No, the quarterback is fine. The offense is fine, and the defense is stronger. I think there's value on the West Virginia side. The betting markets are already telling us West Virginia deserves to be chalk right here. I think it's road chalk worth laying. Give me the Mountaineers -3 at Virginia Tech Thursday night. ESPN. There's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy covers 550 people watching us live right now. The show is getting bigger and bigger by the day. We're averaging over 7,000 viewers a day. It's all for you, Teddy. It would be 10 if I wasn't on the show. Shout out to all you guys who come in. Rance, Wager, Abel, Chad, IU, Star, and the rest of you guys. We love you. And speaking of love, Bryan Leonard, the man with the best hair that I know. Welcome to Wager Talk today, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, and it's been a great show so far, but you forgot to mention the big news. The Las Vegas Aces, the national champions in the WNBA, first championship for our great city of Las Vegas, and that team's played with a lot of heart all season long. I've watched a lot of their games. Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations to whoever you are and whatever names you play under and where you play and what sport you play. I know, I'm sure it's the 20th best basketball league in the world, so we should for sure pay attention to it. Okay, Minnesota and Philadelphia. Bryan, you want to talk about the total here, and what fascinates me is that 70% of the money of the tickets being written are on the over, yet this game keeps getting bet down. I went to bed, it was 50.5. It's now 48 and change. There must be some super smart people betting the under on this game. Where are you going?
Yeah, there is a lot of money coming in on the under, so we're getting a better line here, and that works fine with me. Obviously, Monday Night Football, public likes to bet the over. Wise guys like to play the under, and I can see that for a reason. But Minnesota, there's 2 teams I thought had a really good chance to make an upset bid and go to the Super Bowl. In the NFC, I took the Minnesota Vikings. In the AFC, I took the Indianapolis Colts. But through 2 weeks, I probably are on the wrong side of both those, but they're long shots. But this Minnesota offense looked really good against Green Bay. They've got a lot of talent on this team. And I think the offense will move the ball against Philadelphia, although this Philadelphia defense is much better than what they saw last week. You keep in mind, Green Bay really didn't care about that first game. They didn't play any of the starters in the preseason. And we saw what happened when the Packers come out and played last week offensively. They were much better. So I do understand that from the Minnesota standpoint is I do have concerns about their defense. Philadelphia is a team that runs the football, and Minnesota didn't even stop the run against the Packers. It's a situation for me where I think Minnesota can basically do whatever they want offensively in this game. We've got a situation with the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, national TV. He's not done very well, but he has covered his last 2 on national TV, so he's undefeated his last 2 on national TV. To put that all that bad work behind him. I like this game to go over the total. I think Philadelphia can do what they want offensively, and the only way that Minnesota could keep track is to pass the football. Give me the over. It's against what all the wise guys like right here, but the line has gotten down where I think we're getting some value on playing this game over.
Brian, I want to ask you real quick because certainly Cousins' issues in primetime games, or his lack of winning in primetime games, is something that's gotten more publicity than I think it deserves. Is that a factor for you at all? When you look at when you're looking at a guy say, "Oh, he hasn't done his team hasn't won with him in the lights." Is that something you're going to pay any attention to, or is that just talking heads talking? Everyone needs content every day.
Yeah, it's a small sample size, obviously. That is something that a lot of people can make a lot of talk on. ESPN does that forever. They talk about things that really don't have a lot of statistical variance. So yeah, it's a situation for me where you got to break down the game in the regard of what the players can do, regardless of what time the game is or any of that kind of thing. I don't pay any attention to it.
Bryan Leonard joining us, everyone. Bri, you want to talk about the Cubs and the Marlins game. How do we bet this one?
Yeah, we're going to give you a baseball sense, give us something that's actionable today. Marlins Stadium plays to the under. The pitching staffs play to the under. Wade Miley's going today for the Cubs. He's the guy that keeps players off balance. He's done that throughout his career. He doesn't have the greatest stuff in the world, but you take a look at the exit velocities and the hard hit rates. He keeps the opposition off balance. You've got a very young Miami team right now playing in a place that doesn't give up many home runs. You got Cabrera going for Miami. The guy's been terrific. I think he's going to be really good for this team unless they have to trade him away to get some bats there. The Cubs are a team to strike out a lot. I like the situation here where I think there's not going to be probably go through the entire game without giving up a home run, one home run at the most. That puts me on the under here. Two guys who are very good at keeping the opposition off balance. They don't give up hard hits. They don't give up home runs. Let's go with the under in this game.
So Miami's team total under has been probably the single most underrated and underreported story after the All-Star break. I remember it was a while back now that when the A's, there was a stretch in which after the All-Star break, the A's went over 30 out of 32 games, and the markets just yawned. They weren't paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's offensive struggles. I mean, the markets have paid some attention, but we're talking about a team that's cashed, I think, 5 or 6 team total overs since the All-Star break. Not many. Would you just keep betting Miami team total under and as along with the full game under, or do you think the full game under here is a better bet?
Yeah, and you talked about Miami. Everybody knows about that. Nobody's talking about Cincinnati. This Cincinnati offense has really struggled the last few weeks. They're getting shut out a lot. They're getting guys getting a chance to play now that they've made some trades, and this offense has really been stagnant for a while.
Bryan Leonard, outstanding work, man. $9 Mondays. We've spoken about mine, Teddy, and Marco's plays. What do you have going?
I do have a 5% play coming up this weekend in college football. I just posted a 4% play for our clients on the site. So I've got 2 college football up right now, including the big 5% play. Normally $35. You get it for $9 if you get it by midnight tonight.
There you go, Bryan Leonard, everyone. Now that's how you do it, Marco. Get on the show, give out some actionable info, get off. Brian's brushing his hair right now as we speak, Teddy. Well, I'm super excited about our next guest. She is part of the NFL presidential address. Meghan Payton joining us, everyone. And Meghan, thank you for coming on, man. Where are you living? Are you in New Orleans?
No, well, thank you for having me on, first of all. I'm out in LA, and I'm kind of getting a little bit of FOMO not being in New Orleans. It's weird this season because we would travel in for most of the home games. So I think I'm going to have to make an extra trip just to get some beignets, honestly.
Oh, I love that place. What, Cafe Le Monde, right? Something like that?
Cafe Du Monde, and it's amazing. Of course, the food in New Orleans is great. The Superdome atmosphere is amazing. So I'm going to have to find a way to get back and see a game this year. But how about 2 Monday night games? A little bit of doubleheader action going on tonight.
Yeah, listen, if I had my way, I'd throw one of those on Tuesday so we even have more NFL football. With that said, a month from now, I want to remove both from Monday and put them on Sunday because I've had it up to here with NFL football.
Sure.
But anyway, how did you do yesterday?
Not fantastic, to be honest, Prez. I really, my big bet was Seahawks money line. And I know that, that was kind of a far fetch. It was plus 350, but man, did I think that they were going to do better than what they did. How about Trey Lance, though, going out? I mean, all the offseason drama of Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, thank God they kept him. But at the same time, there's got to be a little bit of concern in San Francisco. However, they did look pretty good last night against Geno Smith and Seattle Seahawks, so that did not go in my favor. Also, I did have Saints money line, and man, the Bucs just found a way to get the win there.
Teddy?
Yeah, I can't say. Remember, there are people here with 49ers season wins under who are not happy that the 49ers re-signed Jimmy Garoppolo at last minute. So we say, thank God they had Jimmy G. No, we wish they wouldn't have Jimmy G and that San Fran could crash and burn right now instead of being at 1-1. That's the goal, is for San Fran to be bad, not good.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Teddy, it's hard to watch the 49er games with Jimmy G on and my love, Vivian, on the right. She literally drools. I look over and it's like she's frothing. There he is. Lawrence, look, he's on the sideline without a helmet. Viv, I don't care. Superman is a myth. I don't care. That woman drools over this freaking guy. And then he shows up to the airport in a suit, and there was a TikTok of him in a suit getting off of a plane. She almost fainted. Anyway.
Get him out of the league just for that alone.
Yeah. It's too much, man. Us men cannot compete with a star quarterback with that kind of look. Megan, so this is how it's going down. You got 3 prop bets. Give them all to us, and then Teddy will ask you a follow-up question. The mic is yours.
All right, let's do a little bit better than I did yesterday. I've got some good ones for you. We'll start Eagles-Vikings. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts over 50.5 rushing yards. He's had 50 or more 8 of the last 15 games in 2021. There was a 6-game stretch where Jalen Hurts was rushing an average of 56.5 yards per game. Week 1, 17 carries, 91 yards. Yes, I know it was against the Lions. Detroit's defense is nothing to go crazy about, but Brian brought up a good point right there. We all are giving the Vikings a lot of credit for what they did against the Packers in week 1. I'm still a little bit hesitant on Minnesota's defense. I think that the Eagles are going to be able to run the ball. Might struggle more in the passing game, which is why you should wait for my next bet, because that kind of goes hand in hand with this one. But I am taking Jalen Hurts over 50.5. It's just really simply based on the math that we've seen. I think that we're going to see him get somewhere in the 60 to 70 range. Let's have the Eagles rely on the run game known for. That's what Jalen Hurts has been doing, and he is still struggling a bit in the passing game. So number 2, I'm taking A.J. Brown to have under his receiving yards at 74.5. Why am I doing that? You're saying Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown had 155 receiving yards in week 1. Why would we take the under? Exactly what I said. Detroit's defense is nothing to write home about. And I think the Vikings are going to do a better job at shutting down A.J. Brown. They might double team him. We're going to see Jalen Hurts have kind of 2 options. He's either going to have to spread the ball more to players like wide receiver Devontae Smith. We might see him run the ball more, which is why I'm taking the over on Jalen Hurts rushing yards. But A.J. Brown is the guy that now everyone knows they have to stop. Devontae Smith did not have 1 catch in week 1. That's the first time that that's happened for him since college. He didn't have 1 game in college that he didn't have 1 catch. His rookie campaign was fantastic with Philly last year. I mean, you talk about a passing game that was one of the worst in the leagues, yet somehow he had 916 yards. So take the over on Jalen Hurts rushing yards and take the under on wide receiver A.J. Brown's receiving yards. That's what I've got for Eagles Vikings. Let's flip over to Titans Bills. I am taking the over on running back Devin Singletary's 46.5 rushing yards. If the Titans look anything like they did in week 1, this is going to be a gimme game for Buffalo. I think we're going to see this game kind of be a bore, to be honest. By the third quarter, it's going to be over. Josh Allen's not going to have to throw the ball as much. He's not going to need to, do some crazy passing game, which means that they're going to take it slow. The Bills are going to rely on their defense and they're going to rely on the run game. They've got a short week. They're going to be preparing for Miami. I really think that we see this game kind of be more run heavy. Devin Singletary, 46.5 rushing yards. That is what I have for you for our doubleheader of Monday Night Football.
Great stuff, Megan. Thank you for sharing. I want to ask you, and it's not a specific question to the 3 props that you gave us. Your analysis is spot on all 3, and I was trying to think of a question to stump you, and I couldn't think of one. But what I want to ask you is your approach when it comes to these props. Certainly Monday night, we know the public's going to get involved, and we know that, 90% plus of the money is going to come on a lot of these overs. Over. This guy is going to have a great day, And on your prop wagers, 2 of the 3 were on over bets, where, you're like Hurts to go over and a Singletary as well when it comes to rushing. In general, as you're putting props together, as you're putting your card together for your props, are you betting more overs, more unders, random? Doesn't matter. What's your approach when it comes to overs versus unders, especially for the single event TV games that we see on Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night?
Well, ironically, I actually like to take the unders more because I find that as an audience member, we tend to like to take the overs because it's more fun. No one wants to see that slow game. You want to bet on your players to have an exceptional game. So it is funny that I do have 2 overs for this doubleheader. Having said that, I think you've got to look less about over under and more about what these teams are doing. So, for example, I'm taking Devin Singletary's over on the rushing yards, and that's because specifically I don't think that we need to see a lot from Josh Allen. So it's less to do about, Singletary and everything that he's done in week 1. It's more about the matchup, and it's more about the head coaches, or offensive coordinator, in that case, their approach to that game. So I think that it does kind of go hand in hand. Having said that, though, I like the under on someone like A.J. Brown because the hype is so huge. I mean, 155 receiving yards in week 1. You want to bet the over on A.J. Brown. When you see the line at 74.5, you're thinking, oh my God, of course that's going to hit. But to me, I think that they're back there after week 1 playing against Detroit, and Devontae Smith's looking at, his coach is saying, what happened? I only got targeted 4 times. I think that there's changes that the offense will be making, and I think sometimes we buy a little bit too much into the hype, and that's why I'm taking the under, for example, on wide receiver A.J. Brown.
Love it. Meghan Payton, everyone. Awesome stuff. Megan, I'm going to ask you to return whenever the hell you want, but I will give you some specific dates. Guys, you can hear Megan on the NFL presidential address. It goes up on our YouTube channel every Thursday. Megan, anything to promote? Where can people hear you, see you? What's going on?
Hey, well, thank you so much. You can, follow me all on Meghan Payton 7 on Twitter, Meghan Payton on Instagram. Hoping to do as much Wager Talk content as I can. Excited for to be more on Wager Talk Daily. But thank you guys for having me on Wager Talk today.
Megan, what's the 7? Your favorite
The
quarterback,
7 is
John
because
Elway?
Meghan Payton was taken. I've tried to bribe Meghan Payton. You can go find her on Twitter. It's not me. She won't respond to my direct messages. So the 7 is just in there. There's no reason. I guess I got to find a reason so it doesn't look. You know what? We can say that. That's fine. We'll go with that.
Meghan Payton, everyone. Teddy, hilarious quick story. I know we are up against it, but me and you were alive. Dan, we want Megan on the screen, but Megan is done. Namaste. Thank you, Megan. You did amazing.
Thank you.
Teddy, you and I were alive pre-email and post-email. So Rogers, a company in Canada, they're the ones giving out all the email addresses. It's like day 1 of email. I email them, say, I log on and I want to get Lawrence@Rogers.com. It was taken. I emailed the guy, Lawrence@Rogers.com. I'm like, that's my name. He wouldn't respond either. So That's how stupid I was at the time when emails came out. Okay, we're up against it. Time for the daily
reason that
presidential.
my Twitter handle is Teddy_covers is because the whole way I got onto Twitter was someone was impersonating me and they got the Teddy covers. So I've always been Teddy_covers ever since.
Well, you're underscore to me, dude. Let's go, Dan. Okay, guys, it's time for the daily presidential address. I got 4, count them, 4 bets for you guys. I do want to say I had a great day Sunday betting NFL. I did win my 5% play. I went 4-2 on the day. I have a 5% NFL play up tonight. 5% is the strongest rated play we give out at WagerTalk. It is only $9. And just in case you want to know, it is a different bet to Teddy's $9 Monday play. It is a different bet to Marco's $9 Monday play, so buy them all. But I have a 5% play up tonight. You cannot miss this play, and it's only $9. I also have a 3-pack of baseball, and I'm killing it right now in baseball. Okay, so 4 plays for you. Right now, we're going to go with Derrick Henry under the total of 86.5. Look, the only way Tennessee can cover this game is if they keep this game within a score and they run that ball. Run, slow this game down, control the possession, move the sticks. Derrick Henry's going to be a huge part of that. The only problem is I don't think they can keep this under 1 score. I think we're going to see Buffalo score many times, and that's going to put Tennessee in a position where they're going to have to throw the ball. You're going to be scared in the first half with that under, but we'll get it in the second half. Next is A.J. Brown over 5.5 yards. We heard Meghan Payton come on the show, give out A.J. Brown under 74.5 in receiving yards. I have no opinion on that play, but I do think we see him get 6 or 7 receptions tonight. I have a parlay for you guys. Kirk Cousins and Josh Allen, both over 1.5 touchdowns each. You put that together, it is at plus 145. And the San Francisco Giants at minus 120. That's it for me. Teddy's show is coming up. It's a monster opening line report, 1 p.m. Eastern. I have a dentist appointment. I'm finally getting my teeth put in. Teddy, take us home.
Sure, that's going to wrap it for the Monday edition of Wager Talk Today. Stay tuned right here on the channel for the opening line report, NFL, Monday morning. We're going to tell you where all the lines are going to move. Be sure to tune in. It might be the best show on this network. Enjoy the games. Good luck tonight. We'll see you tomorrow right here.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. When all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to